we brought the jersey back.
Come on, Luke.
Last time I had a press conference in this building was 1994. I declared that I was going to go to the NBA. Felt like I was letting down my teammates because I didn't do what I came here to do. And that was to bring a championship to this university. A university that I care so much about. I guess you can see that now, huh? Now let's fast forward 25 years later. I'm back. I'm back to help continue this Michigan tradition. I'm back to help continue this beautiful culture that has been instilled here before me and whenever that day comes after me. You know, this is the second biggest accomplishment in life for me, to be the head basketball coach at the University of Michigan. Now I know some of you are saying like, okay, well, what was number one? Getting a degree from the University of Michigan. That was my number one accomplishment in life thus far. That degree meant so much to me as a man, as a leader, as a father. It doesn't stop. Now it's my goal to help lead a beautiful group that's sitting back there, to teach them the values of how important, how privileged they are, how special they are to be a part of the Michigan tradition. That just feels so good to say that, the University of Michigan.
When you walked off this court for the last time, did you ever envision that you would come back someday to be on this court again as a coach? And as a second part, we see what Michigan means to you. Explain to us why Michigan means so much to you.
Well, to answer your first part of your question, last time I walked off the Chrysler Arena court, and at the time it was called Chrysler Arena, now it's called Chrysler Center. I never looked back and thought I would ever be the head basketball coach of the University of Michigan. Honestly, I didn't like coaching. I didn't want to be a coach, but I always was a coach on the floor. And so, the passion that I have for this game, playing 19 years in the NBA, I grew to embrace teaching. Because I've always wanted, A, to be humbled by learning, but most importantly, to try to help inspire others. So, my 17th year in the NBA, I started to get the itch. You know what? Coaching is my calling. The relationships that I've built in the NBA, the people that I've impacted, those who impacted me, those who inspired me, said that, you know what? You'll be a great coach someday. And I listened. Now, I come back to coach my alma mater, and I'm so proud to have an opportunity to embrace this moment and lead some young men, not just on the court, but off the court. It's a special day. It's a special day for me and my family. I'm so proud.
I will not forget when you used to bellow, "We're going to shock the world." And I'm wondering, 29 years later, whatever it is, you were a candidate for NBA jobs. Do you think your hire here outside of the Michigan Circle shocks the world at all?
I'll tell you this, I'm very humbled by a lot of NBA teams recognize the hard work I put in for the 6 years of coaching with the Miami Heat. When I get into something, I'm all in. I try to learn, try to grow with it, and I try to give it my best and my all. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that are doubting the fact that I'm a first-time head coach. Well, you got to start somewhere, don't you? And there are going to be some moments where you're not going to always get it right. Jim will tell you, you're going to make mistakes. It's a process. But I have that growth mindset that I always look to try to find the answer to help grow.
Juwan, as people watch your Michigan teams, what do you want them to see? What are you going to want them to be known for?
A group that fight together. It's all about team. Well-connected group that's inspired by their play. A group that enjoys each other's success. A group that is all about family. And brotherhood is everything with me. Gotta give Coach Izzo a lot of credit. This program has been doing a fantastic job over the years. I have a lot of respect for Coach Izzo. Coach Izzo sent me a nice text congratulating me. I know that Coach Izzo is extremely competitive, just like myself. I'm looking forward to having a chance to our team line up against his team, and hey, let's battle. From a recruiting aspect, I know there's a lot of special talent located here in the state. Michigan have a lot of great talented basketball players on the high school level. I'm looking forward to going out there and recruiting and seeing what we can do to help continue what Coach Beeline and his staff has done throughout the years.
Over the last week or so, how have you attempted to familiarize yourself with the team you're inheriting?
Well, we all communicated by phone when I first got the job. I wanted to make sure that I talked to the coaching staff first, and then I called the players. I understand the players have experienced a lot these last couple of weeks, and when you have a coach that leaves and you have a new coach coming in, there are a lot of emotions that's happening right now, and that's understood why those emotions are happening at this moment. Some players are more concerned with their future, and also I want to get to understand the coach and his vision. We had good communications on the phone, good conversations on the phone, and we just had a great meeting earlier. But I'm happy that I know that I have those guys back there are going to be in the trenches with me.
What do you think will be, what specific things do you think will present the largest learning curve for you on shifting back to college basketball, and what's the best piece of advice, if anything, that you have kind of put in your back pocket so far?
Well, recruiting is going to be the challenge, because I have to first understand all the rules, and I want to continue to make sure that this culture does not take a step back. I will learn and get into that rule book of the NCAA rules as far as what you are allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. That's going to be one of the biggest challenges. And to my understanding, there are a lot of rules out there.
Why do you think you're ready to lead a college program?
I came from a culture, the Miami Heat culture, which is a championship caliber culture, that I've sat there, learned from a guy by the name of Pat Riley, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with, Eric Spoelstra, 3 championships, 2 championships that I was involved with, 4 straight 4 NBA straight championships. We only won 2, lost 2. But last year I was an assistant coach, sitting in that room, helping game plan, being like a sponge, learning, developing that growth mindset, preparing myself for a day like this. Now, I get the keys. Now I'll come back to a place that I call home. And it's going to be a challenge. I will be questioned. There will be doubts. There will be a lot of outside voices. The one thing I'm always going to fall back on and lean on that person, night in and night out, that man up above. Trust. Having that trust and belief in myself and my staff, being one of the hardest working staffs in college basketball, that we will, when that decision is made, it's made as a group. Not my decision, their decision, but I will make the final decision.
Juwan, when you look up and don't see the 92-93 Final Four banners, what thoughts do you have, and have you or will you lobby to get them put back up?
I knew that question was coming. You know, I look up there, I see those beautiful banners, and I'm like, wow, Michigan has a rich tradition. Done a lot of great, special things in this building. 92, 93, fun time. Jimmy can attest to this. Worked extremely hard to make it all possible. Sacrificed a lot. Been through a ton of adversity. Earned every minute of it. That is something on the table that we as a staff, myself, Ward, Mark, will definitely revisit. When? I don't know, can't make any promises. That's all I can say at this moment.
When John moved on from here to Cleveland, did you know immediately that you were going to pursue this, or what was kind of your first thought on the job being available?
Well, I woke up on Monday morning, and it had to be about 6:45 a.m. Like some, picked up my cell phone first, and I looked, and I'm like, my phone, I had like 20-something text messages. Coach Beeline decided to move on and accept the job with Cleveland Cavaliers. At that time, I was preparing that weekend and leading up to the week to go and interview for the Minnesota Timberwolves head coaching position. I laid back on my pillow and I said, Coach Beeline just left Michigan. I've always been asked by friends and also by family, would I ever coach college basketball? My answer has always been, there's only one job, it's only one school that I would look back and pursue on a collegiate level. And that's the University of Michigan. So it was unfair at the moment that at the time I'm preparing for a Minnesota Timberwolves interview, and in the back of my mind, all I kept thinking about was Michigan, Michigan, Michigan. And I'm not afraid to be honest. The general manager / president of the Minnesota Timberwolves, I know he's out there listening, and I have a ton of respect for him. He understood why I chose Michigan. After they made me an offer, they didn't give me the head coaching position offer, but they offered the associate head coaching position. I said, you know what? Out of respect to you, I appreciate it, but my heart is with Michigan. And it will always be that way. My kids will tell you.